Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Avernos. In today's video, we'll be talking about iterators and generators in Python. In Python, it is important to be able to visit every element in the sequence while programming. In Python, this is controlled by the iterator protocol. When you create a loop in Python, the Python interpreter generates an iterator that will go over each element in the collection or sequence you are processing in your loop. Generators are a way you can create iterable objects. An iterable object is an object that conforms to the iterator protocol. So what we'll do here is first I'll paste in a dictionary we have from another application. So I'll just go ahead and run that. And you can see here we just have a simple dictionary that contains both string keys and string values. And we have a superhero name that gets mapped to the actual name of the person that is that superhero. So what we'll do is we'll use this dictionary and we'll create an iterable object from it. So we'll just call this heroes iter, and we'll use the iter function or iter function, and then we'll just pass in that dictionary we created. And so what we essentially just did was create an iterable object. And if we were to look at this object by itself, then it would just say it's a dictionary key iterator, and then it gives you the location in memory. We can pass this dictionary key iterator into a list function and that will output the keys for our dictionary. So let's go ahead and do that now. So we have a list function and we'll pass in our iterator object. So why does this work? This works because many functions in Python that expect collections or sequences, such as a list of strings, anything that accepts those collections or sequences will also accept an iterable object. So what's a generator? A generator is used to create iterable objects. Generators don't use the return statement, they use the yield statement. Yield essentially returns multiple objects in sequence, so the yield statement will return the value and then pause until some processing is done and then return the next value, and you can use that to build sequences or collections. So let's go ahead and create our generator. We'll start by using the def keyword, which means define, and it's the same keyword that's used to create functions. But instead of using return, we'll use yield to indicate we're creating a generator. And we'll call this halving. And then it will take a parameter and we'll set that equal to a digit or a number. So we just set n equal to 8, that would be our default value. And then we'll have a loop in here that says for I in range 1 to n plus 1. So that just gives us the values 1 to 8 or whatever you pass in for n. And instead of saying return, we'll use yield I divided by 2. And what that will give us is this will start from 1 and go until 8 inclusive. And then for each of those values, we'll return half of that values. And that should be a 2, not a W. So we can go ahead and run that. And we don't have any errors there. Let's just go ahead and call this generator and let's pass in 10. So we'll use 10 instead of the default. And you'll see this doesn't actually do anything. It just tells us we have a generator object and then gives us the name of that object and its location in memory. So in order to actually do anything with this generator, we'll have to use a loop. So we can say for x and halving, and let's pass in, let's say 16 this time, and we'll just simply print x. And so what this is essentially doing is it's creating a loop, and we will call this halving generator, which of course just goes from it goes from 1 to n plus 1, and then it yields half of that. So we're passing in 16 here, so we'll go from 1 to 16, and then it will give us half of that result. The last thing I'll do in this video is talk about generator expressions. A generator expression is a more convenient way to write generators. Just like we have list comprehensions for lists, we have generator expressions for generators. And basically all generator expressions follow this form. We'll have our generator expression name, the equal sign or the assignment operator. It will be wrapped in parentheses, and then we'll have whatever we want to call our temporary iterator variable. There will be temp var, the for keyword, and then the name of your variable. Again, we're just using temp var in this case. And then you'll have that in some collection. So we won't run this because that's just pseudocode. So if we go down and create a new cell, let's say we want to make a generator expression. Once again, we need parentheses, and we'll do the same thing as our halving function earlier. So we will halve our result. This will be a return value first. And then we'll have for And then we'll have each value, which we'll use X because we used it here. And once again, we'll use 8 as the default. So we can go ahead and run that. We don't get any errors. And let's just copy this and place it here. And we can just see we have a generator object, and it specifies that it is a generator expression. And then once again, gives us the location in memory. So if we go up here, we can just copy this and paste it. But instead of having 16, we'll just use our generator expression. Let's briefly recap everything we've talked about in this video. We started with iterators, and then we talked about generators and generator expressions. An iterator is what allows you to iterate over sequences, for example, the objects you have in the list. A generator is a concise way to construct a new iterable object. So if you want to create an object that you can iterate over by using something that conforms to the iterator protocol, aka an iterable object, then you would use a generator for that. And a generator expression is a concise and more Python way of creating a generator. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss an upload. Also, we have a lot of great content on our channel, and we have a lot of great content coming in the future about Python programming, data analytics, machine learning, physical computing using Raspberry Pis, and cloud computing and Amazon Web Services. So make sure you subscribe so you can view all of those videos coming in the future and support the channel. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.